All right, get ready for me as I get my kayak out and we get ready to fish this spring. Let's go. First thing you gotta do is you gotta get all the winter stuff that you didn't use because this winter sucked. You gotta get it out of here and into your storage unit. So we'll start there. All right, so if you haven't already, like, subscribe, smash the like button, ring the notification bell so you can see when we post the next video. And please consider joining us live, 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. We have an awesome live show, turns into a podcast. You can check it out there too. We do a lot of aggressive angling. We do shmivaways. If you don't know what a shmivaway is, that's code for I'm gonna give you something for $0 and I won't make you pay for any of the shipping either. It'll just like whatever you were gonna schwinn, that will just show up at your house, free of charge. It's pretty cool. Oh. In case you're wondering, yeah, I just pulled out my second sled. Getting out one time this year is just brutal. You got like thousands of dollars worth of ice fishing gear, you're never gonna touch it. What a joke. Basically, I'm grabbing all my ice baits, all my ice gear, throwing them in the sled, and getting them the heck out of here. All right, so that was the annoying part. Ice stuff's in the truck. Now it's time to give her a big wipe down. I neglected to do this at the end of last season. Usually I do a power wash. Kids are napping, I have no time, so we're gonna do a little dawn power wash on the outside and call it good. So let's go do that. So while I'm wiping down, I wanna talk about something super important, kind of what our plans are for this year. Every single year we try and do something supremely different. Last year it was electronics, really dove deep into the Garmin and the Panoptics, live scope, that whole deal. Awesome move, super glad we made that move. The year before that, we went to the Hobie 360, which was, again, a huge drastic change. And this year, we're thinking about potentially trying a new set of kayaks or a new type of kayak. So our goal, what we were thinking about was really looking at maybe Bonafide. They have a new river kayak out, the River 119. Also Crescent makes what I consider to be one of the best river kayaks out there. Again, paddle only for these ones, but they have the Shoaly, which honestly, I love the way it's designed, but I like the way the Bonafide looks too. So we're kind of trying to figure out like what direction we want to go with. So question for you is, what would you guys be interested in taking a look at? What pedal or paddle kayaks have you guys been looking at that you're like, man, I really wish I had a comparison video or had seen some more details or maybe a walkthrough or something like that from somebody who does a lot of kayak fishing. So we'd be happy to do something like that. Let us know down in the comments what you're interested in. Maybe we'll go check them out. But for now, I'm doing the fun job. The old power wash, saving the day here. Just trying to get that boat rash off, man. This stuff's nasty, especially when it's just sitting there all season. Pretty gross. Not trying to make it perfect, but I'm trying to do a little beautification here as much as I can with the least amount of effort possible. Oh, but it really does work wonders. Holy crap, that is gross. That rash was nasty. All right, that's not the glow up that Snorlax deserves, but it's the glow up that she got. So the rash is gone, the general debris is removed, still filthy. Now we're gonna go ahead and bolt on all of our accessories that we removed for the off season. And also before I do this, I wanna say, this year for me, one thing I'm planning on doing, again, we were talking about like which kayak we might switch to this year and some other brands that we're looking at. Almost any kayak that we go into is going to be smaller than the Hobie 14-foot 360. That is a gigantic boat. It's super wide and it's got tons of storage. So my anticipation is almost any boat that I get into is gonna have somewhat less storage. So I'm gonna trim down my total accessories and tackle and everything. I'm gonna trim it down quite a bit. Talking 30%, hopefully less than what I had before. And I'm just gonna, again, shrink everything. So that's also one of my goals while I'm doing this. I'm gonna look at every single little component and take out whatever I can get away with. We're gonna go from like Snorlax to Blastoise. So not small, but smaller. All right, big stuff first. Let's get the seat inbound. This is one of the, if not the best seat in the game. It's crazy comfortable, relatively light, and when it's removed, it's actually very usable still. Solid camp chair. Love this thing. She's seen some stuff, no doubt. Let's get the old head unit back on there. Probably could use a wipe down too. Ugh. All right, if you haven't seen this tackle tray, it lives right inside here under the console. Man, we got, okay, hook, don't want that in there. Okay, things that we can get rid of, can't get rid of. Can't get rid of the scale, not leaving that. I always use these, not getting rid of that. Pliers, can't very well get rid of those. Fishing line in the pliers, we can get rid of that. Do I need this? I don't need this. Look, I shaved an ounce. Hooray, I'm the best. But I am gonna dump all this dirt out. Perfect. You may be noticing this hole right here that I have cut into my Hobie tray. That is actually for this wire right here. I can put a battery inside this tray, and then I have a little pass-through where this cable can hook up to a camera up here, and then it's wired directly to an external battery, so I'm not changing batteries out for a front cam. Big win. Bin dropped in. Next up, we got this buttload of accessories. So these are things like rod holders, more rod holders, cup holders, holders, more of these, more rod holders, scissors, which are gonna go in the bin. So this, you don't know, is a forward-facing rod holder. Why do I have this here and behind my hip? So if I catch a fish, I reel it in, I bring it in with the net. Instead of like laying my rod down somewhere in here or off to the side or across the boat or dropping in the water or whatever, I actually just stick it right back here in my hip, kind of like a holster. It goes right back here. The rod tip's way up here with a line right where the fish is, where I can work it. It's fantastic for keeping things out of the way, keeping fish safe on the deck, getting them in and out, not getting things caught up in the net. The other thing that does is, let's say I'm tying a challenging knot. Maybe I'm doing a leader line or something like that, or I'm tying on a new lure. I can put the rod here, again, right at my hip, rod tips up here, lines down here, right in front of me to work. This is so clutch. I love this. Old Town did it first, at least that's where I saw it first, whatever, in a production kayak. Theirs is like a flush mount. I love that. I wish every single kayak manufacturer and everyone who kayak fishes should have one of these. I think this is indispensable. For 25 bucks or the cheapest rod holder you can find. This is an awesome win. Got the anchor wizard we're gonna clip back on here. This is a critical piece of equipment. I'm actually gonna have to move my rod holder over. I forgot about this little bit right here. This is where things get a little tight. Now I normally use, this is another mount for that same rod holder. I can plop this one up front, and I normally do this when I'm gonna do some trolling, so I can watch the rod tip and really have total control and understanding of where my rod is, and I can actually see the rod. It's not behind me. I like it in front, so I like this a lot. This is that camera mount I was telling you about, so that arm usually lays flat. This is for when I am filming with the front cam. So what I do is I have these little pieces of Velcro right here, and I just Velcro the cable onto the cam. This thing is clutch. I love it. Big upgrade. Again, if you're filming, highly recommend. I guess now we can do the crate with the other cup holder. All clipped, time to tighten them down. Want to get this thing centered in the boat. You don't want it off center, so I tend to just give them all a little tug here. So here's where we might get some trim. So I've got this bad boy right here. This is the front hatch, the main storage compartment for this boat. Right now, there's a lot of battery equipment in there for the Garmin and all the electronics. I would like to get this down to as little as possible. This goes to the outside. This is the side arm mount for the live scope. Non-negotiable equipment, must have. I might get rid of this and just have my paddle. TBD, I'm thinking that could go. Yeah, winter gloves, got the old knife, gotta have that, non-negotiable. Gotta have that, safety flag, non-negotiable. I've never used this bag, that's out. Look, 1 ounce saved. I will get a new one of these. Never used the buff, gone. Look, 4 ounces. I'm gonna retie this. This is my drag chain that goes to the back of the boat. We're gonna reconnect this in a moment. Non-negotiable bow line. This needs to go. Another buff, don't need. Another buff, don't need. They just really get in the way and get wet. Rain gear, non-negotiable. Jeez, man. Tie up, non-negotiable if I'm gonna attach my boat to Jeff's. And then I gotta have this for filming. So that's, shoot, it's pretty much everything. It's a lot of non-negotiable stuff. We have saved no weight. It's gonna have to all be baits, man. We're gonna have to get rid of some bait. It is what it is. So let's get this bad boy in there. The one thing not pictured that will be pictured soon is going to be, I just told you I'm gonna get rid of the, I am gonna do that. I just decided right now, I'm gonna get rid of the emergency paddle, but I am gonna put a backup paddle in here. So the one that came, the paddle that came with the Hobie, which is a pretty nice carbon fiber paddle, I'm gonna throw that in here too. So, but that's actually my storage unit. So we're gonna grab that, put that in here later. FYI. So let's tie a new knot for our drag chain. This is our anchor. Let's go do that. I'm just gonna cut this knot off. It is tight. Holy cow, that rope is decrepit. All right, so I did take like, I don't know, 10 feet off last year, but I'm gonna take a little bit more off of this line. It does get frayed after so much use in the river, so until I see like pretty fresh, non-frayed line, which I'm seeing right now, I just gotta cut some of that off just to stay safe. I'd sure hate to have this break off and put me in a real bad spot in the middle of the river, so we'll knock that off, and then we will tie a new bow line here, or a new anchor line. That feels really good. Okay. Feeling good about that. Bring her up. Bam. Back in business. My battery is gonna go back here, but I actually have it charging. I want it to be fully charged before I hit the water next weekend. So we're doing that as well. A couple other things you must have. I have one pair of gloves. Those are for like super, super cold. I like these fingerless gloves. These ones are by First Light. Awesome hunting brand, but they make a really good fingerless glove. Wool keeps you warm even when wet, so those go in the boat. I do have a gator, like a heavy duty fleece lined net gator. I love this thing. This one is, I think it's duck camp. Yeah, if you haven't discovered duck camp yet, you're probably not a hunter, and if you have, you already know. That goes in there. Gotta have your shades, got the Waterlands. Right now I'm running the green mirror Ashers. I love the Asher. They got a little bit of a wraparound, but they're a medium-sized profile, so I love these. I'm getting the same ones in a blue and a silver mirror. Just to have maximum protection and super bright days. This will be my low light lens. Fishing license for US and Canada, in. And then I always carry some of these, some hemostats. I like the curved ones. Straight ones are good, but I like the curved ones. These are great if you're an ultralight fisherman or a pan fisherman. You gotta have these. So these go in the boat too. All right, so sonar is in and ready to rock. Do a quick walk around here. All right, so that's it. That's everything except for the tackle in the boat. I am ready to go. All I need is a couple of boxes, some hooks, and some fishing rods, and I am ready to rock. So again, this is a really simple process. Cleaned it up, get everything back in the boat and all that. You know, this is pretty self-explanatory, I get it. So my question really with this one is as I'm approaching the spring this year, I'm trying to think about, okay, I want to do more river fishing. I'm looking for a really high-end paddle boat. Would love to get your guys' opinion on what paddle boats you'd be looking for. Looking to potentially switch away from the Hobie, and if we did, what would you guys want to see? I'm looking at Bonafide, I'm looking at Crescent, into saying like, where do I want to invest my money? I'm always trying to think about what's going to deliver the highest amount of value to me. I do personally, as somebody who fishes a whole lot and is really into sort of like the gear side of things, I'm probably going to spend more than some other folks. So I'm looking for a high-end boat, potentially something with a pedal. I would definitely be interested in some of that, but also really focused on paddle fishing this year. Again, I'm a river fisherman. I love to fish the river, so that's something that, you know, the aggressively average anglers are totally into. So please leave comments down below. What are you guys interested in? We would love to hear your opinions. We want to also help y'all as you're making your decisions. If you're potentially looking to invest or switch brands or get into a new or new to you kayak, we would love to just go ahead and do something that you guys are interested in, as well as, you know, a little slow serving, get something that we want to be into. Let us know what you think. And as always, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, ring the notification bell so you can see when we post the next video, and we will catch y'all, I don't know, hopefully out on the open water. Bah!